SI has announced that Football Manager 26 does exist, and I guess this means I'm going to have to reinstall Twitter. What's interesting, and we'll dive into this in this video, is this is about 3 to 6 weeks earlier than what SI was doing with FM25 last year. So what does this mean? Are they hyping us up early, or will the beta and game come out 3 to 6 weeks earlier? Earlier today, Sports Interactive tweeted this. I've retweeted it for you on my Twitter account. If you're not following me, you might check it out. And it takes you to footballmanager.com, which has the exact same video. It's a 30-second clip. You've probably seen this by the time you're seeing this video, but I think it's somewhat interesting, so let's take a little bit of a look here. When you open it up, I love this, not all footage appears in game. Like, that's actual footage. Of course not. That looks like real footage. I'll be honest with you, when I first saw this, because I was like, scrolling through my feed, I thought this was an EA game, because the EA FC branding is all over this because it's the tie-in to the Premier League. So it's not that they're advertising with Sports Interactive, it's just that you're getting the Premier League experience, and that's, the referees, have it on their shoulders or whatever. So you're gonna get it in this game. As you can see here, it looks kind of like grass. Progress. So this looks like an in-game shop, but it may not be an actual in-game shop. This could be something that they've just rendered. And then you've got this here, which again kind of has that same grass pattern. It looks nice. My question then, of course, is this just the walking out, that we've already got kind of a separate montage in the game for? Or is this indicative of what you're going to see? Because when you look at that crowd, that looks like an actual crowd. And that looks like an actual stand. I don't see any two-dimensional trees or anything that you could even remotely imagine would be a football-shaped burger van. But continuing forward here, it's got some real shots, and then another shot from the game. That looks like a shot from the game. Guess who's back? Is it the marketing team? It might be. Now, it does say coming soon, matchday first look, no pre-orders yet, but we don't get what soon is. And I'm curious, did the leak about the FM26 player changes, like the role changes in tactics, maybe get them to go, okay, we gotta show what's actually going on? If you're not sure what that is, I will put a link in the description to an article on FM Scout. I may do a video on this separately, depends on if FM just actually shows us what's going on. But they've taken some of the positions, actually, they've taken many of the positions and either renamed them or introduced new versions. For example, goalkeepers, you now have goalkeeper, line-holding goalkeeper, no-nonsense goalkeeper, sweeper keeper, and ball-playing keeper. Although I do have a question if that just means they've taken away attack, support, and defend, and just given every role a specific name. Or by match day, do they literally just mean showing the players walking out and, again, replacing the current montage we have where it shows the squad screen and the recent form and who's on the subs bench and all that kind of stuff? Is that what they're showing us the enhancement is first? I also just love this part over here. The wait has been long. Some might call that an understatement, SI. That sounds like sour grapes. I'm honestly thrilled that the game appears to actually exist and that they're starting to market it in August. It's August 13th when I'm recording this. I also did a humorous take on FM26 development and the lack of communication. It's in my shorts feed and I'll put a link in the description. August 13th of last season, they were prompting us about, let me make this bigger. They were prompting us about which young player you're most excited to see in the Premier League. So they were starting to hype the game, and it's tied into the launch of the Premier League, which obviously is happening 2 days from today. But then there was some stuff about the FIFA World Cup, or I should say the FIFA E World Cup, the thing where FM was involved. They did provide a development update on September 4th of last year, so we're ahead of the curve there. And they had a marketing video about the release date on September 30th. So we were like a full 6 weeks ahead of where we were last year. Granted, this doesn't have a release date on it, so you could argue we're just a couple weeks in advance compared to September 4th last year for general marketing rather than release date. Again, same thing here, September 30th of last year with like, hey, coming soon, so the features and showing things off. So this is almost like we've pulled that forward. Does that mean that a beta is going to come sooner rather than later? Will the beta period be longer as they kind of help polish the game with millions of players? We'll have to wait and see. But again, the knock on SI, at least from my perspective, is they've been radio silent since March 31st, which I just think is too long. But I will give them credit that they appear to be early this year. I don't know if that means the game is coming out early, but at least they're in the mix, and it probably has something to do with the launch of the Premier League in a couple days. And I just love the build-up is impossible to ignore. This is the beginning of the build-up, right? Like, Yeah, I guess. And actually, that tweet about FM25.info made me go, oh, I wonder if there's an FM26.info. There is, and it was registered on June 5th of this year. If you go to it, nothing happens. It's essentially a redirect that says this is a custom domain from Bitly. But that means that they've been preparing since early June. Either way, it's good news that SI has come out of hibernation, that the marketing team is involved, that things are beginning to happen. I am excited that it appears to be about 6 weeks earlier than it was last year. I'm wondering if they have some sort of a bigger tie-in with the Premier League going, into the start of the season this weekend. We'll just have to wait and see. So I think we'll wrap it up there, my friends. If I'm an old but familiar face, I'm making my return to FM content creation this year. You should check out the channel because I've been posting since April. Thanks so much. Hit the like button. It really does help show YouTube that I belong in this space. And we'll see you next time when the next thing that comes out about FM26, I'll be here.